Reforms UK's Darren Grimes is under investigation over a fake AI asylum video of Keir Starmer. Going to read into this more from Byline Times, you guys. So it says that Grimes faced an official complaint to the council after using manipulated imagery and attacking asylum seekers as deviants. So it's obviously, we know that not just Darren Grimes, but lots of YouTubers, influencers, lots of people out there, obviously always attacking asylum seekers, attacking what is a majority of them are innocent. A vast majority of them are innocent, but innocent people that have come from war-torn countries, come from so much grief and come through so much exhaustion to come to the UK, to want to work, to want to contribute, to be a part of British society. And they are consistently haggled and treated like crap by people who clearly either don't know what they're doing or know exactly what they're doing, but with the intent of harming other people. Now, it's one thing to talk about it, as I said. It's another to create fake videos of others of it. Now, the AI video in general, I did try to find out about it. It was originally posted on Darren Grimes' Facebook page. It got taken down. It was, as far as I'm aware, was not published on X. I did try to find it on X, but I could not find it. I even used Grok to help me try and locate the video as well. But I used Grok to try and help me, the AI bot from X, to help me find it, but he could not find it either. So, unfortunately, I've not seen the video, so I can't comment on it. Now, this is just, it's the intention of this, the AI asylum seeker, is to paint Keir Starmer as somebody who is in favour of bringing migrants across on the boats. Which, and if you even if you don't like this Labour government and you have reservations about it, which I do as well, you can clearly see that this government is actually trying to send as many migrants back as they can. They've already sent, I think, nearly 10,000. Definitely thousands and thousands of people have been sent back already illegally, whose claims have been rejected. Yes, there are still loads coming in, but they are still sending them back, and our numbers are much lower compared to the rest of Europe. But you know, the problem is that a lot of people online just don't look at the numbers and just assume that there's an endless wave of them. They just go by the belief of what the media, what right-wing media outlets are telling them, rather than looking at facts and statistics and numbers that actually, who have always been right and accurate about their information, telling you that, hey, we're not as bad as other places. But people still think there's an invasion happening, which, by the way, there isn't an invasion happening. It's really over the top. So let's read more into this story, guys. So, Reform UK's deputy leader on Durham Council, Darren Grimes, is the subject of an official complaint after speaking as a representative of your Reform County Council in a video that uses fake AI footage of Keir Starmer at the helm of an asylum boat. In the video on the 8th of August, the former GB News presenter, who was recently appointed to the party's National Organising Board, appears to prejudge an active criminal trial and attack those who might complain about his anti-migrant video. He speaks to residents of Durham as one of Reform's county councillors in the video, suggesting he is speaking in a professional capacity as a deputy leader of the Reform stronghold, controlled by the party since May. The video features an AI-generated video of Starmer leading a boat of asylum seekers with no indication that it was made with video manipulation software. So apparently this is a screenshot apparently they have of him basically there, trying to make it out that he's welcoming asylums, which is not the case. In the video, Grimes talks about the safety of when our women and girls walk our streets, or when using a video of white women in swimwear from the circular 1950s, apparently in contrast to Britain now, with foreign asylum seekers supposedly threaten women's safety. He's so concerned about women's and girls' safety, yet he's never. Has Darren Grimes talked about like the white grooming gangs in the UK? Does he ever talk about the white men who are also responsible for putting people at risk? You know. Has he spoken about white people, or is it only just people with a certain skin color that he's looking at here? If you got footage of Darren Grimes talking about white people doing the same thing, being a threat to our women and girls, let me know in the comments. Let me know where. The former GB News presenter was previously subject to a sexual harassment complaint. While at broadcaster, Grimes was alleged to have swamped a straight young male colleague with incest calls and messaged him calling him angel and made unwelcome invitations to hold his count, as Byline Times reported. I covered this story extensively during the time when Byline Times had this out, and unfortunately the police have just kind of not followed up on it, which is absolutely ridiculous. All the information that Byline Times have reported and pressed on, they pass it on to the police, and they still haven't done anything with it. Grimes has been reportedly contacted to comment on the allegations. In an August the 8th video, Grimes also talks of Sudanese deviants, Labour being Denchman's sheep for promoting diversity, and talking about the active court case of an asylum seeker for alleged sexual offences as representing the violation of children by migrants, despite no verdict being given yet. He also mocks those who complain about this video. Yeah, it's really important to understand that they haven't been found guilty, and they could be found not guilty. Possibly, it's unlikely. We don't know, but the case is still ongoing at the time of this recording. Grimes said, if you're a Labour or Lib Dem watching this and thinking, oh, I want to complain about Grimesy getting on his big high horse, I'll get loads of complaints for saying this. By the way, I'll be held in front of all sorts of committees for be willing to speak truth to power. That be what horrors have been unleashed because of this inaction. No, you're basically, Darren, you're spewing a lot of BS. You're fabricating people into thinking that it's all doom and gloom in the country when it's not. You're exaggerating you're exaggerating a lot of things. In terms of this case, just because, and it's really, I really have to stress this whenever we talk about asylums, whenever we talk about migrants, whenever we talk about people who come across on the boats. Yeah, it's really, really important to stress this, guys. Just because there have been one or two possible convictions of people allegedly sexual offences does not mean that every single person on that boat has come across with alleged sexual offences. If a priest at a church has been found guilty of alleged sexual offences at a church, yeah, when it comes to handling a young boy, for example, right? Does that mean that we portray all Catholics or all white people of that person now sexual predators as a result? No, we don't. So if you agree with me that we shouldn't portray all white people the same way as as a priest has been in a church, right, then you won't do the same for migrants, because if you did, you'd be a racist. You would be a racist. And I really want to make this clear. Racists should not be welcomed here. And I don't know why people think that this is okay. That they have a problem with migrants, a minority of migrants. Yeah, they have a problem with one or two allegedly committing sexual offences, but they never seem to talk about or complain about the white grooming gangs or the white people in this country who have caused these things. They don't seem to care whatsoever about them, and that's why you're racist. That's why you're racist when you have a problem, because you're not down at the government protesting about these issues as well. It's really context really matters, you know. So yeah, Darren Grimes is a racist because he's not saying anything about white gangs. He goes on to reference cases of asylum seekers and refugees being accused of sexual assault. Again, what about Britain, British? What about people in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland accused of these? Has he mentioned any of them? Ignoring recent cases like an all-white grooming gang being found guilty this April of preying on underage girls, or a white former Conservative sex offender who recently joined Reform. Yeah, it's funny how he seems to have mentioned that. Did you guys, Reform voters, did you know about these cases? Of course you didn't. Byline Times asked if the video was acceptable for the council deputy leader, speaking in the capacity of otherwise, if it is being investigated by the council, and was told by a Durham Council spokesperson, we're looking into a complaint regarding a Facebook video in line with our code of conduct procedure. This outlet has seen a complaint made to the council about Grimes' video. It states, firstly, our member is posting a DCC councillor. While invoking council authority, he uses a fabricated AI image of the Prime Minister, apparently smiling and glee on a small boat with refugees. While Grimes talks about clowns in Westminster, cooked up by the rules, allowing smaller HMOs and unchecked arrivals from culture, and couldn't give a flying flamingo about our values. Later on in the clip, he says, a Labour's complicit elite who bled on like a determined sheep about our diversity, while our daughters dodge another danger every single day on our own streets. He also makes a negative comment about people who might choose to complain about his video. Yeah, because he knows what he's saying is bollocks, because he doesn't say anything about white people again. The complainant, who asked for remain anonymous, adds, in my view, this breaches the council's respect civility requirements. Members must always treat people with respect and avoid personal attacks. Debates should be robust but civil. The use of falsified images of the PM in this context is disrespectful and inflammatory. Yeah, inflammatory in the Prime Minister, which is, he should be held accountable for that. Members must not bring the role of member or the local authority in disrepute. Using manipulated media while speaking as from your council to influence a live consultation risk undermining public confidence of the council. Yeah. The complaint adds, it's inconsistent with the council's social media guidance, which emphasises the no-alone principles, openness, accountability, leadership, and warns that the code applies to any account linked to a councillor. The most common issue are disrespect and bringing council into disrepute. The guidance further stresses being professional, respectful, and polite online. And let's not forget that he is deputy leader, which one might expect demands even higher standards. Council so far refused to allow at least one complaint on the issue, and they have been told they cannot remain anonymous unless in exceptional circumstances. The complaint tells Byline Times, for me, this is becoming as big as an issue as the original complaint. Essentially, anonymous whistleblowing isn't allowed. Only those who are prepared to risk a backlash are admitted to complain. Grimes was also this week the subject of a police visit after posting a video on his X account of his brother on a boat trip to Scarborough. The video includes a number of non-white people, including children. As reported here in this caption, Grimes says, I have to ask if he was on a dinghy to Dover, but then I realised that these are women and children on board. Grimes was accused by Labour's North East Mayor Kim McGuinness of just inciting racism and hate. He received a police visit, but the local force said that no further action will be taken. Grimes was contacted for comment regarding this. What a nasty, nasty, nasty individual. Absolutely nasty person. It's people like them that really do bring down, that really devalue the United Kingdom and devalue the good people that live and work and make a well-being in this. And he's nothing more than a grifter and a charlatan that just spews so much hatred and lies, no different than Nigel Farage. That's what he is. He's a grifter looking to mislead and bring about harm to people. He doesn't matter. He doesn't care about people. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about Britons. He's an opportunist, is what he is, looking to take advantage as much as he possibly can. He's a grifter. People will, unfortunately, this grifter, people are going to believe him. People are going to buy into him. They're going to believe what he says, because he's taking pages out of Donald Trump. He's taking pages out of Nigel Farage, and people are falling for it, sadly. But what do you guys make of Darren Grimes and making of his schemes? Let me know your thoughts and more on this story down in the comment section below. If you found this video interesting and informative, hit the like button, share it across social media, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out Rumble and Patreon for exclusive content. And rather than wasting your money on people like Darren Grimes and Reform UK, you can support a proper YouTuber like myself by clicking the join button down below to become a member for just as little as 99p. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.